What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. You know I got the analysis quick, fast, and in a hurry. Demarcus Cousins, after the All-Star game playing with Anthony Davis, he will be headed to New Orleans. One of the problems, I know I'm going to get some dislikes and some people going to be hating, they gave up a lot, even though Tyreek Evans on the last couple end of his contract. But Demarcus Cousins, if this doesn't work out, DeMarcus Cousins is going to be a free agent in like another year or two. He got to play this season and next year. Then he's going to be a free agent. So you trade in Buddy Hield, who's on his 4-year rookie contract. Then you got a first-round pick and a second-round pick. So you trade in future players and a player that actually looks promising so far, especially on Friday on the Rising Star Challenge. And then he looks promising in general because he's a shooter and a space creator. And now he's learning how to create his own shot because, as you know, the NBA is more athletic now compared to college and high school. You got better athletes. And he's learning how to score, how to be consistent. Remember, you can't really judge players by their rookie year. You have to see 2-3 years of development and getting comfortable and used to the NBA. But you giving up a first-round pick, a second-round pick, and Buddy Hield. Tyreek Evans was just threw in there because it's a contract matcher that helped him have enough salary to match the contract of coming back. DeMarcus Cousins coming over there. So Tyreek Evans was just like a throw-in to make the salary match. He's still a good player. He's been injured. He hasn't really been healthy that long. He's a decent defender. People sleep on that. Tyreek Evans not a bad defender. He's a decent defender. He's a player that can create for others. He's a good ball handler. His finishing diminished a little bit. His shooting got a little bit better, but that was last year. This year he injured, so he got to get all back into a groove. But like I said, his contract is mostly just to fill in DeMarcus Cousins so they can trade it and get DeMarcus Cousins. But Tyree Evans is a good player. He's on the last couple years of his contract too, so he probably didn't want to stay anyway. So get rid of Tyreek Evans, and he might leave anyway. Don't really matter, and he's just a contract filler. But he is a good player, good, decent finisher, good ball handler, good creator. But that's not the big thing. It was mainly about the picks, the first round and second round pick, and Buddy Hield. Now, DeMarcus Cousins, my problem with the trade is it's kind of like the Darren Williams thing and Carmelo Anthony. You got to make DeMarcus Cousins, even like Kevin Love. Kevin Love could have left. LeBron James and them had a isolated talk behind the scenes to get Kevin Love to come back. Because they can play that one season and leave. Kevin Love didn't have to come back to Cleveland. He chose to come back to Cleveland. So that's the thing. DeMarcus Cousins, they're going to rent DeMarcus Cousins for this year and next year. Just like Serge Ibaka. That's what I'm trying to bring that up. They traded for Serge Ibaka. They gave up so much Victor Oladipo first round picks and everything for Serge Ibaka. And then they just got a first-round pick in Terrence Ross back because he can be a free agent this year and leave for nothing. So they had to get something. Toronto had to get something. Orlando had to get something because they gave up so much for Serge. It didn't work out. And now Toronto basically robbed them of Serge Ibaka. And that's what could happen here. You give up a first, a second, and Buddy Hield for DeMarcus Cousins and Tyree Evans. Like, he more of a contract filler to match the contract of DeMarcus coming back. So it's kind of like if him and AD don't work out, they'll give up so much for nothing. And then it's not even a guarantee they're going to get something back. They gave up so much young prospects because right now the Pelicans are out of the playoffs. So they would have got a high first-round pick. Plus, their second-round pick would have been high. Now they got DeMarcus Cousins, a surefire all-star, one of the most dominant players in the league, even though his field goal percentage been slipping. And his finishing been slipping. His jump shot not automatic. But DeMarcus Cousins is one of the best players in the league. And he's a floor spacer. He can create for others. He can get under the rim and get some rebounds, some putbacks. And him and Anthony Davis both average double-digit rebounds. They can crash on the boards. They can beat you up on the inside because Anthony Davis got those hook shots, the flick shots, and the floaters. And he got the mid-range to space out the floor. So that way DeMarcus Cousins can have some floor, some space to operate. They can pass high-low. They can get a lot of angles for each other for cutting angles for other players, and on top of that, from other players just like Tim Duncan and David Robertson. That's a good comparison. Is Tim Duncan and David Robertson? It's just that DeMarcus Cousins ain't the defender that Robertson was. But I'm saying how they can play together as skilled big men. They both can handle the ball. They both can shoot the mid range. They both can shoot the three. So the floor space is not going to be a problem. DeMarcus Cousins is not really known for his defense. So learning from Anthony Davis, Omer Asik, maybe he can become a better rim protector and defender. But they really can beat you up. And that's going to be the thing that this team going to strive on besides the floor spacing, is that they can really beat you up on the inside, on the boards, on the rebounds, and just getting mid-range and 5 to 10 to 15 foot shots and just have high accuracy at it. And the pick and roll, they still retain Drew Holiday. He came back and had fantastic games. He slowed down a little bit. He had a good game against the Cavaliers. The guy still is dominant in the pick and roll, one of the best pick and roll players in the league. He still can shoot the three ball, just like Anthony and DeMarcus Cousins. And now he can get more angles to the basket because both of them can shoot, and that allows the space to be open for Drew Holiday to have carving lanes, to find shooters, to find the mid range, and a still finish. And it can help them get to the free throw line because if you get beat off the pick and roll, you got to foul Drew Holiday or the roll man. So it's going to help them, and they 80%, 75% free throw shooters. So it's going to help the pick and roll because now both of them can space out the floor. They can carve up the lanes. And then, like I said, the most thing they're going to have to learn when they play together is the high-low passing to get like Marcus Hall and Zach Randolph, the pass to the cutters, the pass to DeMarcus Cousins from he can see from the top, throw it down in the middle, get some lanes for DeMarcus, get some lanes for Anthony Davis, get a couple floaters, get a couple layups. But the thing that DeMarcus Cousins is going to have to really work on, besides his attitude, which is probably not going to change, but if he start winning more, maybe he'll be more happier and less defensive, because when you losing, it just destroys your morale and it destroys your confidence, and it just a burden knowing that no matter what you do, you just can't win. And Sacramento, I don't think they won 30 games since DeMarcus Cousins been there. So that's frustrating to play in that type of environment. But now you got two all-star caliber players, Drew Holiday and Anthony Davis. You add DeMarcus Cousins in there, and you just hope it worked. But like I said, like the Serge Ibaka, they gave up so much for Serge, and then they got really nothing back. You're going to have to think about it like, hey, we got to do everything to keep DeMarcus Cousins like Kevin Love and LeBron. We got to do everything to make sure DeMarcus Cousins happy, make us a contender, and we have to keep him and Anthony Davis together because you don't want to give up all that youth for a player that you got to rent for 2 years. And like I said, right now, they out of the playoffs. So that first and second round pick would have been good. And Buddy Hield would have developed another year. So after the draft, Buddy Hield would have got better coming into his second year. So it's a good trade. I try to tell you the good, the bad, and everything about it. DeMarcus Cousins, like I say, he's dominant. He's an all-star. He's a creator. He's a finisher. And he's a decent shooter. And now he's stretched out to the three-point line. He can carry games. He can dominate games. And he showed that he can be clutch in the fourth quarter. Same with AD. Same with Drew Holiday. Now let's see if it can work. Like I said, I'm not giving you the perfect scenario. I'm just telling you what can happen with this trade. But like I said, if you're a Pelicans fan, remember, if DeMarcus Cousins ain't happy, he can always leave as a free agent. Which means you're either going to have to trade him and get less back, or he can walk for free. So just remember that the trade got good. Is always a good and bad to all trades. Good and bad to everything in life. So that's the negative part about it. But right now, y'all got 2 years of DeMarcus Cousins. Hopefully, y'all can make it to the playoffs this year. Y'all in the race. And y'all got three dominant players that can destroy a game for you and carry games for you and take over games for you. So DeMarcus' biggest thing is his attitude and his defense. Hopefully he can correct that. If not, it could be a long day for for the New Orleans Pelicans. But this is a risk, just like any other trade, and let's see if it's going to work out.